The views and opinions expressed in the Golden Boot podcast are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Golden Boot podcast as a whole.
Y'all ready to get rolling? Quiet on the set. Hey, welcome back. Another hot episode of the Golden Boot. It's your boy Pooh Bear. Got my man Ant Petty Murphy in the building. Got Dylan with me too. He gonna try to sneak in the camera in a minute. But what's good with you, my boy?
Man, another day, bro. What's good with you?
Man, we here. I feel every day I feel closer. And you know how people like, I feel like I'm closer to death. Nah, I feel like I'm closer to 40. Just wake up, stuff hurt. Just for no reason. You ever catch it?
Right.
Hey, it's a point in your life. I gotta start asking, talking to my elders more. Ask, do you ever like you know what I'm saying, like before you catch a cramp, you feel the cramp coming, like you can predict the cramp, be like, oh, there go be about to be a cramp, and then you have to move your leg. You know, I be feeling it. Yeah. I don't know.
Young on that one.
Yeah, I'm getting older, shall I say. But man, football season keeps getting closer and closer, man. We got a good one tonight. We're gonna talk about Arkansas, man. Talk with Mr. Porter Hayes of the Hawg Talk. He's another member of the Bleed family, man. We're gonna get to talk about Arkansas, find out a little bit more about them. It's interesting. I'm just wondering when we get to Texas A&M, will it be as cordial? I mean, we'll be nice. We ain't gonna never invite nobody to the house and, you know what I'm saying, cut up on them. But I'm just saying, will we care as much?
Care as much? What you mean?
As far as you know what I'm saying, it's good to, you know what I'm saying, get to know how people doing. But I just wonder, you know, the little, I ain't gonna say it's a beef, but the Texas A&M.
I don't have any issues with Texas A&M.
No.
You gotta worry about when Florida come on.
I was about to say Florida the one for me. I'm trying to figure out. Go ahead, come on in, tell everybody, hey.
Hi.
Say good evening.
Good evening.
All right. What's going on for you this week for sports?
Football.
Okay. How was you had training today? How was it?
Good.
All right. That's what's up. We'll have to bring you back later on because we're gonna talk a little bit more sports. We want to get your opinion about something, okay? All right, we're gonna bring you back.
Bye.
All right, we'll talk a little bit more. I want to talk about LSU got some big commitments this weekend. Got a decommitment too.
Man, I done got to the point, dog, with recruiting, bro. I don't care. Like I don't keep up with it no more. I'm not subscribed to On 3, 2, 4, 7, none of that. I used to go almost every day, check the message boards and all that, see what people talking about with recruits and keep up with the visits and who going on what school on what weekend. I'm not doing that no more, bro. Like I'll keep up with it the week before signing day.
I cared I care enough to where like, oh, that's interesting. But it's June. It's not even July. It's June. We got a long way before signing day. No need to panic.
I can't do it, bro. I didn't got too old to keep up with these teenagers and they you know, I ain't gonna say that they wishy-washy, but you know what I mean. But they
uncertainty.
Yeah, they uncertain, and I can't keep up with all of that back and forth, bro. I ain't got the energy no more for
You know what? You know what? Before we deep dive in it, let me do this because I feel bad how I did last time. Let's give a shout out to our sponsor over at BetOnline. BetOnline.ag. We'll be back in 1 minute. BetOnline.ag is your number one source for all your sports information, stats, news, and scores. Get the latest odds, lines, and player injury reports for this year's NBA and NHL playoffs. BetOnline is always your sports information headquarters. This season, we have you covered for all your sports wagering needs. We have everything from NBA, NFL, MLB, and NHL to golf, tennis, UFC, and boxing. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to get your betting info, including live betting options and your favorite casino and card games that you can play right from your home. Head on over to betonline.ag today or use your mobile device to get in on the action. Be sure to use the promo code BLEAV to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts. All right, we are back. I do want to talk, a little bit about recruiting because, and I know what you said about how you feel, but I just want to point to the LSU this week picked up big lineman, Curran. I can't think of his name. Everybody was excited. They picked up a 2026 kid. They picked up another athlete, DB. I'm trying to find it. A 3-star safety in Sha'Cari Anderson they picked up. They picked up a 2025 4-star edge rusher in Jesse Harrell. They picked up, where is it? Because I was talking about Brad Davis. They picked up a 2026 D lineman in Rich Anderson. I'm having to scroll back and find all these, so y'all forgive me for this. Probably should have had this written down. I don't know. They might put it in the chat too. I think I can't remember. I remember the kid. He was the big lineman, old lineman that kind of started it off.
Yeah, he was the one that was committed somewhere else and then flipped.
Yeah. But it led to basically led to people feeling like, Brad Davis is that dude. Brad Davis is him. Everybody's excited. And we then got news today, probably about an hour and a half before the show started. Antoine Jabari is decommitted. And people are kind of, freaking out, flipping out, and going in melt mode. It's not even July, it's June. It's like, and I'm with you, man. It's like I care enough to kind of keep up a little bit, but I don't care as much. I don't know these kids. Like I have to say, probably the last cycle that I actually really, really kept up with was probably the 2023 cycle.
Yeah.
24 cycle. I heard, listened, and didn't really care. So.
Yeah. That 23 class was the last one for me too. I just
Toviano and all those guys.
Yeah, it done got to the point, man, where with the NIL and all this kind of stuff, it's so quickly changing and it's so rapid, and I ain't got time to keep up with it, bro. And I ain't got the energy. I'm gonna pause.
Oh, my bad. I'll put up at the same time. Yeah.
I don't care until the pen hit the paper, man. Like. And even at that point, you gotta kind of wonder if they still gonna be around in a year or two. You know what I mean? So
Hello.
you kind of gotta just look at your roster on opening day, or the opening kickoff, and be like, okay, this is who I'm rocking with for these next 10, 12 games.
Yeah. Has social media ruined recruiting for you?
Not really. I mean, I think it's more so like as I've gotten older. I don't want to sound like the old dude yelling at the clouds or nothing, you know what I mean? But as I've gotten older, and there's this, I think NIL has a lot to do with it too, though. You know what I mean? Because it's so, I feel like we've seen more people flipping and decommitting and all that since NIL than you saw before that. You know what I mean? Like there was still flips and decommits and stuff, but I feel like it's increased them. The number of them have increased since the NIL, and when people getting a better offer and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So I guess that's what it is. I don't really know what it is.
I'm be honest with you. For me, it is social media for me. NIL flips, transfer portal. I feel like that's just a part of the game that's evolving. I can kind of, deal with it. It's the melting over kids. It's the
that's been happening though.
Yeah, I know, but it's so bad now. What's Keelan Moses when he posted about, he's like, dang, y'all, attacking in-state, and people have been saying it for years, attacking in-state kids, and a lot of people are like, well, these kids don't watch message boards, they don't look at social media, and I'm like, they do. They, social media is a big part of NIL.
Yeah.
So, they kind of have to, look at social media and stuff. But it's just the fact of how people have reacted. It's like, to me, it's gotten bigger because we as fans have so much access now to social media, to sports athletes and stuff, that people just get wild and say the most ignorant stuff. And it's that is the part that's ruined it for me.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of always been around. I remember back when Landon Collins went to Alabama, man. You know what I mean? And the Tiger droppings and all the message boards and all that kind of stuff people were saying back then. I feel like it's just the volume of it may be increased because there's more people with access.
That may be what it is.
There's more access to kind of seeing what more people have to say. You know what I mean? But I feel like that's always been around. To me, I think it's more like you used to kind of have an idea where a kid was going. You know what I mean? Like you could look and say, oh, he got these top 3-4 schools. He's going to be becoming one of them. Then now it's like, yeah, there might be his top 3, but then he got another school that came out of nowhere because they got an NIL deal. You know what I mean? Like, and it's that, and I think with the whole kids dropping top 16s and top 32s and all, you know what I mean? Like all this kind of like, I ain't got the energy to keep up with your top 12 teams. You know what I mean? Like, let me know when you get down to 3 schools, and then I'll pay attention on signing day whenever you pick your hat up. You know what I mean? Like, but I can't keep track of 16 kids and each one of them got a top 12 and they all taking 7 visits, and you know what I mean? And I ain't got energy for it.
So, when Jay was doing his recruitment, I would have to tell him stuff like he would go to different camps, so he'd go visit places, and everywhere you go, they give you the little wristbands, and he went to a camp or something, or he was at practice and doing like 7-on-7, and he had on like different wristbands. He had like an Ole Miss wristband that was really prominent in the picture. And I had to tell him, I was like, hey, you might not want to wear that. And he was like, nobody cares. I was like, trust me. message board people, podcasters, media people like me will look at that and say, "Oh, he leaning Ole Miss," and now you know what I'm saying, you got all this hoopla. That kind of stuff is
kids wearing gloves at games, and he got the LSU gloves on. Man, come on.
Yeah. So yeah, I just like I said, I thought that was interesting. I want to move on a little bit. A little baseball. We down to the final two.
I ain't watched a single pitch.
I didn't watch yesterday.
I watched some yesterday last night. I fell asleep watching it, but I watched some yesterday.
I didn't watch it. Texas A&M did get the win yesterday. Tennessee showed up today. Finally woke up a little bit and got the win, squeaked out the win. Force a game 3 on tomorrow. As an LSU fan,
Tennessee all day, bro. Tennessee all day.
Yeah.
But like it's crazy though, because I can't stand Tennessee and they coach, but I would like it's the fans of A&M that I don't want to be happy.
I don't like Vitello. But Tennessee as a whole, I'm cool with.
I don't like the Christian Moore dude neither, really.
I don't know. I'm keep up with it. Yeah. It's just I just don't like it's I put it like this. Tennessee baseball, I could care less for. Tennessee overall, basketball and stuff. I'm like, you know. Yeah.
No, I can't stand Tony Vitello. Yeah. I really don't care for A&M fans. So if I gotta pick, I'd rather one dude be happy than a million. You know what I mean? Like
I feel you.
I'll be like that.
I didn't need that announcement. Thank you, though. I appreciate it. All right. Next up, before we move on and bring our guest up, I guess I don't know what they call it, the Field of Dreams thing. What the game they played at Rickwood this past past week. Of course, we lost Willie Mays. It's funny. I keep wanting to say Willie Mays Hayes from Major League, but we lost Willie Mays. And they had Reggie Jackson come up and kind of talk. Did you see his I guess you could say his monologue or his recount?
Asked him about playing in Birmingham.
Playing in Birmingham and stuff.
Yeah.
Dude, it was so powerful. Because I grew up in Alabama or here in Alabama, all of the stuff he named or he talked about, I envisioned or I've seen or I've been near. He talked about the 16th Street bombing, the little girls, the 4 little girls. I've been to that church, and how they changed it and stuff. And we was talking about it. Shout out to BJ Jones, because I knew it was 1990s. I thought it was like 1990 when they finally prosecuted. It was 1997.
Mm-hmm.
Doug Jones was the prosecutor. Nobody ever even touched those guys. It was 1997. He talked about Bill Connors. That stuff, all that stuff, just remembering.
Yeah.
Bull Connor. All that stuff, just remembering and learning about all that. Man, it was just. I don't know if Fox was ready for.
They wasn't. They was expecting some sweet Disney story type answer from him, and he gave them the real and raw and uncut of what he really went through, and I'm glad he did, because there's a lot of people who feel like that chapter of history didn't exist, or or it was so far ago that only people like Willie Mays and those who have passed away went through it. It's a man who played in the major leagues in the 70s and 80s. You know what I mean? Like, so it ain't as far ago as people try to make it seem.
I try, yeah, and that's one thing I do say I love about like us. We talked about when we first started, we will always be real about sports and what goes on, and regardless, of the some good, bad, the ugly, if it was racism involved, politics involved, we would talk about it, but we'll be saying responsible about it. You said it's not that long ago. I actually called my dad one day and we talked, and I had to think about it. I said, do you realize that when you were born, you still were not allowed to vote? Like, and we thought about it. So literally, I was the first one, in our like generation with, full right, well, pretty much full rights. And then I had to think about that. Even that's not true. Probably Dylan, because even marriage equality rights and stuff like that.
Yeah, the Loving case was in 71. So I mean,
yeah.
I'm
talking about same-sex marriage.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, I mean, either way, it's stuff just.
I mean, that's a little different.
I mean, it's different. I mean, it's not. I'm not expecting that, but it's just think about.
That's a little different spectrum of.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, it's just to think about. It's not that far away, so yeah, it's just different, man. But like to hear him speak on that, when I saw the clip, I was like. My jaw dropped because I was not expecting, like you said, I was expecting, when I played in Birmingham, it was blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
But I was like, whoa. So, but anyway, man, it was good. I really hate that. Something else that popped up. Willie Mays. We talked about it. His passing. Played for 24 years. War number 24.
He played 22 years.
When you add in the MLB, right? Plus the Negro League years.
I thought he only played 1 year in the Negro League.
They said 24. When I heard it was 20. It was 1 and 23 is what I heard, and it was like that was 24.
No, he only played 22 years in the majors, but he was a 24-time All-Star because they used to have 2 All-Star games.
Oh, okay. Well, as far as I when I heard it, it's like say he played 24 years. So it was like 24 years and one number 24, and then passed away in 2024. And
he played 23 years. 1 in the Negro League, 22 years in the Major League.
Oh, well, shoot. Never mind. Messed it up. But, yeah. Yeah, but Willie Mays, man, that was such an amazing guy. But, man, let's go ahead and bring up our guest. Let's talk some Arkansas football, man. Let's find out about other side of the Golden Boot Trophy. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our show. Also from the Believe family, Mr. Porter Hayes, co-host of the Hawg Talk Podcast. Thank you for joining us. How you doing this evening?
Doing good. How we doing?
Hey, doing well. Oh, you got a Believe hat? They must like y'all. No, I'm just playing. Man, first off, thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you for even when I reached out, you were one of the first people like, yeah, definitely bring me on. Let's talk.
I love doing all this believe crime. I like doing
that. First, before we get started, tell us about yourself. How'd you get involved with, talking Arkansas, loving Arkansas? Because Arkansas is I'm not gonna say it's not a place that people don't talk about, but it's a place people really don't talk about as much.
Well, yeah, I mean, and appreciate you having me on, but LSU, we know ever since the Thursday LSU after Thanksgiving game was taken away, it really took something away from, that rivalry per se. It did. And we just remember all those games, the Thursday after or the Friday after Thanksgiving. And I've been in the game about 5 years now. I actually got started with a guy in South Carolina, Tyler Butler. He does sports and culture out in South Carolina. Started doing some stuff for him, and then transitioned and got with the podcast a few months later and ever since, and then shifting hosts and stuff like that, and kind of took over main host now, and Adam Hall is my co-host now. We've been rocking ever since for the past year now. So it's been a lot of fun. We've been through some highs, lows, everything in between. So, I mean, when we come in, it was the Chad Morris years, right at the tail end of Bielema, Chad Morris. Then you have, everything going on with Pittman, now Petrino, Cal. So it's been a big roller coaster with all the programs. I mean, and then the baseball the last couple of years dropping the ball in regionals. So what little we had to really hold our faith in after Musselman, you know, we see what happened with the baseball team this year.
Yeah. So let's start with the football team, and then we'll kind of bounce around to some of the other teams. Pittman, obviously, coming into last year, it was talks about whether or not he was going to be on the hot seat. Kind of disappointing year with injuries and things of that nature, and then they make the hire to bring in Petrino, and all of us on the outside are kind of looking at it like you brought in the guy who's going to replace you. Is that kind of the consensus up there in Fayetteville?
I don't know. This is a make or break. This can either go really good or it can go really bad. I don't know how far back y'all know the Razorback stuff. I'm sure y'all heard about the whole thing when he was here the last time, you know, and how far back that set the program just tremendously. And, you know, it's just Jeff Long and, you know, John L. Smith and Chad Morris, you know, all those years of Arkansas football, and the last couple of years of Bielema. You know, Bielema come in, done some good things, but when you give a man a extension for beating a 6-6 Texas team, and then the fall off, you know, there was a lot of things that played into that. So, yeah, I mean, if this thing goes really good and he proves himself, I mean, but then again, I don't know how far Sam wants to ride this thing, because, you know, this is going to be really good if it happens for Sam. But I mean, if this doesn't turn out well, I mean, we could be looking for a new offensive coordinator and new head coach. I don't know. Like you said, there was talks of that, you know, that Sam Pittman was no longer going to be the coach, and quickly turned into, hey, we're hiring Bobby Petrino. And the reception of the Razorback fans, I'll just put it in perspective. They played Duke Bud Walton Arena that night, and nobody was talking about the Duke game. They were talking about Bobby Petrino coming back to Arkansas. That's what him coming back to Arkansas did for this fan base. There's so much hope and belief in him that he can turn things around, because, again, we know what the football program's been, that we're grabbing on anything that we can try to bring back winning back to the state of Arkansas.
Yeah. We know the situation with what happened with, you know, previously. But he, like you said, he was a lightning rod, had one of the most successful coaches outside of Houston Nutt in Arkansas in modern time.
Yes.
I know under Pittman, when he had Kendall Browse, the offense was rocking, it was rolling. KJ Jefferson looked like a completely different person. Browse left, Jefferson left. Now it's what do we go? Well, what do you guys go from there?
We got Taylor Green coming in from Boise State. And there's a lot of promise. You know, there's a lot of promise with him. You get Jaquin Jackson running back from Utah. I mean, you've got a lot of firepower. The Arkansas offense has a lot of talent, but you can't block to save your life. It doesn't matter. You could have Tom Brady and Bill Belichick behind the scenes, and you're not going to do anything if you can't block. I mean, when you're getting blown up by FIU, I mean, when I went to the FIU game and you were just seeing a mid-major school play with you for 4 quarters, that should not happen any team in the SEC outside of Vandy, you know, and just seeing the Liberty, you know, all the games that happened last year. And me and my co-host were talking about it, and it's just like, I don't know if it's a curse with Arkansas sports, but in every single sport this year, it seemed like when you were backed in a corner, they didn't flip the switch to sit there and kick it into a gear to play to win. There was so many instances where they could have turned this around and made a bowl game, you know, made it, you know, a respectable season. Basketball team, they could have turned it into the NCAA tournament. The baseball team, number 1 team in the nation, you can't get out of your own regional in Fayetteville, one of the hardest places to play. It was just so many things in these programs that I don't know what's going on, but the football team got spoiled with the big super senior class, that 9-win season with Pittman and when Kendall Browse and all that. But Kendall Browse is he had one foot out the door. He didn't want to. I mean, when you're trying to go to TCU or you're trying to go to Miami, then Mississippi State, then you have TCU. He just didn't want to be there. And I think when you're cashed out, it just trickles down to your players. And I think a lot of that, and then Barry Odom, we see that. How do you go from you can't run a defense in the SEC to go to UNLV and you win 10, 11 games? I mean, there has to be a common denominator there.
Yeah. Speaking of Barry Odom, his replacement, Travis Williams, was young, up and coming name. I was kind of thinking to myself that was a good hire for y'all whenever y'all got him, just because he was a hot name. How pleased are y'all with him, and do you see him sticking around, or do you see him using Arkansas as a stepping stone to a bigger program?
I could see both. I mean, you got to look what Arkansas is. You can't say you're not using it as a stepping stone when you're going to a 4-8 program. You do well and then move up. I mean, you go from Auburn, you're UCF here, but no, he had a lot of promise. But Arkansas lacks depth. You can have a world-class coach. If you don't have depth, you're screwed in the SEC. You see the gauntlet of every team in the SEC and what they have to go through. Y'all are in the West just like we are, outside of your rivalry games and your non-con games. I mean, we know how hard it is to win the SEC. And then you throw in the depth, and you could see it trickle down to the last few games of the season, and they just fall apart. They're just dead. And until they get depth, we're not really going to truly see the talent that these coaches bring, because you can only work with what you have.
Yeah. You are the first SEC team we've been able to cover while we've been doing this. So I want to ask, the addition of Texas, Oklahoma, Texas being an old rivalry, what's the feel of around it? Are people excited to, hey, we get to play Texas again, or is it just like, hey, it's just another team on the list?
Oh, no. Outside LSU, that's the rival. Well, I say Missouri, because Missouri was Missouri was forced rivalry, but then it become a rivalry. I know Arkansas can't beat them for whatever reasons they can't, but when you want to beat them just as much as they want to beat you, it's a rivalry, no matter what. Texas is that old school rivalry. And to be honest, when you don't have the success like a program like Arkansas has, I mean, 94 basketball, 64 national championship in football, you're hanging on to what you have in the past. And there's a lot of old heads. I'm 42, so I remember the Texas rivalry. I remember the old Southwest Conference days. And people still hang on to that when they beat them in Fayetteville the last meeting. I mean, that was a huge deal because it was Texas. Oklahoma deal is crazy to seem. I don't, outside of a bowl game, I don't think Arkansas has ever played Oklahoma in regular season. It's always been a bowl game. So them coming in is going to add a lot to it because, Brent Venables, he's trying to turn that thing around, but it's always eyes on Texas, and Texas thinks they're going to come in and do their thing year one. And I don't think it's going to happen. I mean, they might turn into a program, but I just don't see it happening year one. But Arkansas always plays up for Texas, just like they've always played up for LSU. I put Texas and LSU hand in hand because LSU can come in number one team in the country, and Arkansas hangs with them. It's weird. Arkansas be the number one team in the country. LSU could be unranked, and LSU beats them. It's just that weird vibe with those two programs. But Texas, yeah, it's going to be huge, no matter what.
Well, just looking at your schedule, it kind of favors y'all in a way, since your two rivals that you mentioned, LSU and Texas, have a bye week before those games, so y'all can kind of rest up and prepare a little bit extra for your biggest rivals. But looking at y'all schedule, it's kind of, and I ain't gonna say it's easy by any means, but I think y'all kind of have it spaced in a good way to where y'all kind of have some breaks in there with Mississippi State squeezed in between Tennessee. I mean, squeezed in between LSU and Ole Miss and things like that. The Oklahoma State game is interesting to me though, because you talked about your defense and kind of your lack of depth. How comfortable are you with trying to stop Ollie Gordon in that running game that Oklahoma State's gonna have?
I think with the D-line we have, I mean, yes, you turn any team into a one-dimensional team, you have a chance, and that's the deal. But you're talking about a Big 12 team. Yeah, they can run it, but they can absolutely throw it 40 to 50 times as well. You know, when you have a running back like they do, he touched the ball 10 times, and then, you know, he could go off for 100 yards rushing. Well, then, you know, they don't have to run him 25, 30 times.
Yeah.
You know, so that is an interesting matchup. And I'm just looking at the schedule that's sandwiched in between some non-con games, but you're at Oklahoma State and then you go at Auburn. I mean, it's going to be a pretty big stretch when you come into outside of September, because you have at Oklahoma State, UAB, at Auburn, and then that daunted game that I hate more than anything, the A&M game in Dallas. I can't wait for that to be over with. I think that's going to be some kind of kickstart to this program, but it's every year that game is same. You know, I thought last year with it being swapped with the LSU game, we would have some better chances last year, but it's always that first SEC game that you can't get that monkey off of your back, and it always affects the rest of the season some way, somehow. So looking at that 4-game stretch right there between Auburn, A&M, and Tennessee, and then you throw Oklahoma State in there, it's going to be tough because there's a lot of pressure on this team because of Bobby Petrino. You have the firepower, you have this offense, and look, you go into after that, you're 2-4 after those games. I don't know that this fan base is so sporadic. I mean, they could just, 2-4, just saying, okay, hey, here we go again with another losing season. So that last part, what you're talking about, how everything shapes up, I want to see how the first month goes before we focus on the rest of that schedule.
I mean, that's a good point, because like I said, bye week before the LSU game, and our friend Andrew says he's got a feeling there's a possibility Petrino is the interim coach going into LSU. So if you start 2-4, like you said, they might get rid of him with a bye week. A bye week before LSU gives Petrino plenty of time to take over the helm. So I'm not saying it's going to happen, but the way it's lining up, that's a good point about how important that first month of the season is.
And I'm not saying this is going to mean Arkansas wins this game, but this would be worst case scenario for LSU. That spark bye week, you get by Petrino, you hand him the keys, and then you're playing LSU homecoming in Fayetteville. It's not at LSU.
That's worst case scenario.
That could be. It goes back to that Texas. You could have that atmosphere of, we're 2-4, but the spark has changed. So that would be a very interesting deal.
And not just that, but I know he's the offensive coordinator, but I'm sure giving him 2 weeks to prepare for LSU as the head coach, there's going to be wrinkles in that game plan that LSU has never seen before. So that'd be the worst case scenario for sure for LSU, giving him 2 weeks at the helm to prepare for LSU, and giving that team that motivation of playing for their guy. Yeah, I don't know if I want that to happen.
Yeah. Well, and look, Sam Pittman's going to give Petrino the keys to the offense. Yeah, he's the savior. Look, we know that. We know the reason why Bobby Petrino comes in. Everybody in the country knows why Bobby Petrino come into Arkansas. He is going to be running this offense. It's not like I wouldn't see a big difference. Say like things didn't pan out and Pittman was to be sent off, and then Petrino become the head coach. You're going to see the same stuff because he's running the offense.
Yeah. Right.
So you don't know what we're going to get, but that's what it's going to take. Say you drop the Oklahoma State game, that's not a big deal. You could still be 2-1 after that. But that 3-game stretch of Auburn, A&M, and Tennessee, that's going to be the toughest 3 games to wear. And then you better get your head on a swivel because, yes, you got a bye week, and then you play LSU. So it don't get any easier.
Yeah. I'll be honest, when Petrino went to Texas A&M, I wasn't as worried about it. Although Texas A&M had some weapons, it was like, okay, wasn't as worried about it. Petrino at Arkansas scares me.
Yes. Well, because Jimbo has the same ego as Petrino. You're coming into a totally different situation. Jimbo, it's the same situation, but 2 different styles. Jimbo was on the hot seat. He had the option. And look, Petrino was going to go to Mariota. He was at UNLV and then jumped ship and went right back to Texas A&M. So we know this is the second time he's been here. The first time he left Atlanta before the season ended, come to Arkansas.
Yeah.
Well, then he goes to UNLV, jumps ship right quick to A&M. Then after the season, now he's at Arkansas. So that loyalty is very hard to, when it comes to his name, other than what he did at Missouri State. You know, hopefully he's aged. He's got grandkids now, and he's wanting to be chill. And let's see how this goes. But his track record speaks otherwise. But that is the biggest thing. That the only thing Arkansas fans have right now is hope. We hope things get turned around. We hope this becomes a respectable program, because we're tired of being in the basement of the SEC. And we've seen what's happened the past, 15 years, or 14 years. It's been bad for the program, other than a few, 10-win seasons or some good 9-win seasons. But for the elite programs, that's down years. When we're having our best years, when an elite program's down years, that's when you're having a problem.
We mentioned and talked about a little bit earlier, KJ Jefferson no longer with the team. And we also talked about Petrino and what he's able to do. Let's talk about what you guys lost and how you replaced them going into this season as far as weapons and stuff.
We hit a lot to the portal. The portal killed us. I think KJ Jefferson got complacent, because who is his competition? You bring in Criswell, you bring in the one that went to Texas State. I can't remember his name. His name's slipping my mind for a second.
Hornsby.
Hornsby, yes. There was, when you're at the position you are, and you've been at Arkansas as long as you have, there's no competition. So therefore, hey, who's taking my spot? I can play. I've won games. I've won at Arkansas. So you've got the fans behind you because of what he's done for the school. So that has a lot to do in it too. And then he goes down to UCF, and they brought in another quarterback from, I want to say Miami to UCF after the spring game, because he just had a horrible outing. So, you only got with the weapons you have, and you can only have, he could not throw on the run, but he could sit there and put together drives. He could run the ball really well and get you the third downs. I'm not taking anything away what he did for Arkansas, but when you're wanting to win in the SEC, you got to be able to pass. And you can't dink and dunk. You got to be able to throw it downfield, get a burner, or, have guys open. But then in the same sense, you got to have somebody block. So that's going to be the biggest thing. Let's see how this O-line does. And with the offense that you have, but you also lost 2 guys, your tight ends, to injuries. Now they both come back. Let's look back at the early years of Petrino. You got Ty Washington, Luke Haas now, and tight end. You have Tesla, you have DeBinion, you have Jackson, you have a lot of players on the offensive side. And like you said, Bobby Petrino offense, that's going to be scary.
Yeah. Defensively, I know y'all got the transfer from LSU, Landon Jackson, and y'all have some other transfers over there on that defensive side. But y'all lose some to the drafts, and I know y'all lost some to the portal. But what is that the side of the ball you kind of expecting to hang your hat on this year?
Yeah, again, you got to have your depth. When you are replacing a lot of starters, you've still got, Hudson Clark has been here 20 years, it seems like. Yeah. And he's either on or he's off. And it seems like he can put together a 2-game stretch, and then he just falls off the planet, or he gets burned a few games. And, he got his scholarship after having that 3-pick game against Ole Miss. And then it seems like he was set up to have such a high ceiling, but either he's playing safety or corner, and, he just out of position sometimes, or he's having to cover and gets burnt. But, I'm really looking at what that D-line does with Jackson. You have Metcalf, Singletary. You're going to have to be able to stop the run. You're going to have to be able to make teams one-dimensional. You're going to have to be able to not give up the big plays. Don't let the guys behind you. You also have your guy, your defensive coordinator. He's got a year under his belt. You're going to have a full off season with him in that program. That has a lot to do with it. When you're coming in and you're trying to implement your system, now you've set your system. Everybody knows what to expect. Let's see what happens.
Sorry, I was trying to get off mute.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Trying to get off mute. We talked about kind of what you got and bringing in. Let me ask this: realistic expectations. What is success for Arkansas this season?
Success this year, bowl game.
Okay,
6-win season. I mean, you can't. I mean, you go 4-8, and you're not. We didn't impress anybody with our offseason moves. Yes, Taylor Green. You got Jaquindon Jackson, and then you have your 2 tight ends back. But I want to see what we can do if we can block. That again, I'm going to say that word so many times, but block. Because if you can't block, you're not going to do anything. I want to see if this team has fight. Say you start 2-4 or whatever, 3-3, whatever. I want to see what this team can do down the stretch. Because last year they just seemed like they just gave up, cashed in, and I don't know if it's this new era NIL or whatever. If things aren't going their way, they're already looking for other schools or looking to get into the transfer portal. Who's going to give me the money? Arkansas, notorious for their NIL, lack thereof in the football program, but it's hard to put together a huge NIL program in football. I mean, you're trying to get 70 guys, the same amount of money opposed to basketball. You give a whole team $6 million, you can be set. So it to me, and I was thinking about this last night, what am I going to talk about on our show tomorrow night? And I think this year, for all 3 programs, it's the year of put up or shut up. We hear a lot of hype, we hear a lot of stuff out of the program, but we want to see success. When you go 4-8, you miss the NCAA tournament, and then you lose in the regional. That's where the fan base is as a program. And now we're back to square one with the program that did the worst to try to get the spirits back up of this program.
Yeah. I'm done. I'm done with football.
I was ready. I was gonna say we
I
can move on.
I want to ask about it. So, Musselman, in my opinion, kind of reestablished what was Arkansas basketball's culture. You know what I mean? He seemed like a perfect fit for Arkansas basketball. His personality, his energy and all, it just kind of matched the fan base. So I was shocked when he left, especially for, in my opinion, a worse job. But that's neither here nor there. But getting Calipari, to me, was a grand slam hire.
Yeah.
Is it immediately back to the expectations you had with Musselman of Final Four and compete for championships, or is there a little bit of a grace period for Calipari?
No. You come in with all the pomp and circumstance, and you bring in Cal, you bring in all your 4 stars and 5 stars. It's back to Sweet 16. I won't say Final Four because Musselman didn't do that. Elite 8.
That's fair.
But I'm going to say Sweet 16 year 1, and then build from there. Because we know how quirky this tournament is. I mean, you can expect Sweet 16, but after that, you're going up against elite teams, and you never know what your draw is going to be. Your seeding is going to be where you're going to be at. So my immediate expectations was Sweet 16, Elite 8's a bonus, and therefore if they make a Final Four, the roof would be blown off of Bud Walton Arena if they make the Final Four / they win the national championship. That's what he was brought here for. Bring us back to the glory days, bring us back to the national championship era, especially when you're bringing in all your 5 stars and 4 stars and all your All-Americans. The thing with Musselman is, and I said this to the fan base, just as good as he was hype, he was the same way with tantrums. I mean, when he threw a fit, would get technicals. I mean, so you had to take the good with the bad. If you were going to accept how he was, taking his shirt off and saluting the fans, you had to accept how he was after a loss. And he was the sorest of losers I've ever really seen. I mean, outside of Bobby Knight, I mean, he was just that much of he hated to lose, but it got to the point to where he was a huge sore loser. And then after this season, and then of course USC comes calling, he's a California guy.
Yeah.
once, he wanted to get back to the West Coast. I mean, he did his thing at Arkansas, but you look back, yes, you see the Sweet 16s and the Elite Eights, but we all know what you do in the SEC means just as much. And even with the talent he had with Jalen Williams and Isaiah Joe and all that, and you go 8-10 in the SEC, then you go this run. But the biggest thing that I pointed out is if you look back from when he started to win now, it took longer and longer for his teams to click and get together because he lived and died by the transfer portal.
Mm-hmm.
And you look, I mean, it started in late January. Team finally clicked. They put together a run, got to the Elite Eight. Then it was February. They finally clicked, got to Elite Eight. And then it was late February, Sweet 16. And now we're to the point now we're not even making the tournament. So you have, like, again, the give or take, but, it's hard when you have that kind of a talent drop off like what you did with Nick Smith Jr., Anthony Black, Jordan Walsh, and then you drop the talent. Now you don't have your talent that come back. You're having to solely go on the portal, and it mixed, but it just took them too long to really mesh and click. And now we have Cal come in, and that was a huge surprise. But yeah, that was a big deal.
Yeah. Sticking with basketball, bring in Calipari. You're starting to bring in more recruits and stuff. You said you're hoping to get back to the glory days. The women's side also kind of faltered a little bit. Where do they go?
You gotta make the tournament. Or you're looking for which sport are we talking about? Basketball?
Yes, women's basketball.
No, you're fine. I've covered the women's basketball team for 5 years. I've seen the rise and the fall. I've seen it all the All-Americans that he's had that has left. I mean, you can't ignore the fact when you look at Marquisha Davis get the draft, killer game at Ole Miss. I mean, so much talent. She's an Arkansas kid. Dowda went to Baylor, come to Arkansas kid. Now she's gone. Jersey Wolfenbarger.
Mm-hmm.
We can go on. I mean, I know the ins and outs, and it's the fact that I was at the SEC women's tournament the year before last, and when they were down in Missouri, and I was under the impression if they lost that game, we were going to be looking for a new coach. Well, they win that game, get beat by South Carolina, and I think they got out-rebounded by like 50. I mean, it wasn't even close. And when you have 6'3", 6'4", 5, I mean, yes, you're going up against South Carolina, but to lose what you've lost in the portal, it raises a lot of flags. And it's the fact that this is a very, very important year for him. If you don't make the tournament, I think this is either he finally clicks and turns this thing around, but he's an Arkansas guy himself. So it's a lot of pressure on him because he's graduated from U of A. I mean, he's got U of A ties. He's been there. And so, but then when you're dealing with LSU and South Carolina, and then you throw in Texas and OU into the mix, but you're seeing other programs where you could have been rise to the occasion. You're seeing Vanderbilt come up with Shea Ralph. You look behind me, I got UConn 99. Look, I've been UConn since 96. That was what got me into women's sports. When you got her going to a program and you're rebuilding a program like Vanderbilt, and you can't do it with the All-Americans at Arkansas, you cannot not ask questions.
Yeah, that's fair.
No.
So we talked about Pittman's urgency to win. Obviously, Calipari has big expectations. Women's basketball coach has to make the tournament. But Dave Van Horn also has kind of to put up or shut up, considering the way his teams have kind of faltered late in seasons. So of all those coaches, who has the most pressure to win next year?
The most pressure to win next year of all those coaches. You can't throw out Dave Van Horn because of what he's done. I mean, you can't. I mean, yes, I know the standard is Omaha with the baseball program, but when he's done as much as he has, and he's off. I would have to go Pittman because the impact that it has on the whole program, the whole athletic program, it sets the tone for the year for the fans. There's a lot of pressure on him to make this work. And then if it doesn't, that just adds more pressure to Cal because our fans migrate. It's like, okay, the football team went 4-8 now. Okay, we got Cal. They're going to get us to the Sweet 16. They're going to bring us back. Well, that's what happened with Musselman. We've been to 2 Elite Eights, Sweet 16. We got Musselman. He's got us. We don't make the tournament. Well, now it's all on baseball's shoulders. Dave Van Horn, they get beat second year in a row in regional. So there's immense pressure on Sam Pittman to, especially with the addition of Bobby Petrino, to turn this thing around. Because if not, we're looking at another 5-10 years of rebuilding this program.
I just, I kind of feel what was David Horn, was a foul ball away from hoisting the trophy. And I'm just like, to go from that to where we are now is just, that's painful.
Well, and that's the thing. If they would have caught the ball, we would be having the conversation. And I addressed that. We wouldn't have the conversation. But here, this is 2 weeks ago. I said that exact statement. I was like, look, how can we say this when if the foul ball was caught, we're not having this conversation. But look, it's the exact same thing when I was talking about the women's basketball program. When you're seeing other programs rise, you're supposed to be the standard in the SEC of baseball. Now you're seeing Texas A&M or Tennessee getting there first. Ole Miss got there first. Mississippi State got there first. LSU got another one before you. Vandy got another one before you. I want to say since the foul ball, every team since then has been an SEC team.
Yep.
So you see where we're going with this and the fact that, again, if you're a middle-of-the-pack team, but you are supposed to be number 1 in the country, number 2, top 3 in the country, year in and year out. You're getting the recruiting. You got the facilities. You got the backing everywhere you need. There should be no excuses on not being that top program in the SEC.
Does it make it worse considering who is doing it in Tennessee?
No, because again, it wouldn't. I mean, I guess in a way it does because he was his assistant. But I think what makes it worse was the fact that Arkansas beat them. Then Tennessee had the best year ever and then fell in the supers or regionals. Now they bounce back. It's again of you fell and now you're coming back and now you're a win away from winning a national championship. Arkansas had a little dip. Now let's come back up. Again, it's weird how all 3 of these programs have had the same deal where they've reached their peak and now they're starting on this decline. And when you're seeing other teams win it, and look, I know all that, but I really do not want A&M to win this thing. Those two, I say few, ruin it for many, but those 2 fans that went viral for their little antics and stuff, I don't think they deserve to get to celebrate a national championship after that. So as much as it pains me to say, I'd much rather, because they're a respectable program. You can hate them, but you can respect them at the same time. I do neither for Texas A&M.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you got anything else? Because I got my one last question I got to ask.
Go ahead.
All right, Mr. Porter. NCAA is coming back, the game. We've been asking everybody, what feature on the new game are you most looking forward to?
Oh, Road to Glory. Road to Glory is my favorite. I love it. I hate that they said they were talking about you don't play in high school anymore, and you go, I don't like that aspect of it. But still, I love the Road to Glory of bringing the Heisman up. You can go to any school, and bring a Heisman Trophy winner. So, that's what I'm looking forward to, and I can't wait for that game. I've already warned my family the July 19th I'm going to be locked and loaded. I'm buying the most expensive version of that game, and I'm gonna. It'll take 4 hours to download it, but I'll be ready to play it.
Hey man, hey,
I told my wife when the game come out, don't look for me for a week. Just slide the food under the door, and make sure I'm good.
Hey, these new people don't understand going to GameStop at midnight to pick up that game.
Oh, talk about it.
Do not know what it's like to wait at midnight for that game to drop. So
I've talked to my GameStop. I'm trying to convince them to do the midnight release again. So.
That would be crazy.
Talk about it. Yeah, I'm ready for it, man. I'm with you though. I hate that they took away the high school part because that was part of the best part of Road to Glory is winning the championship for your high school.
Oh yeah.
Then picking your college, but I just wonder if they're gonna let you, start off at Arkansas or somewhere, and if you're not getting enough carries, transfer down to another level or transfer to another SEC school or something. That's what I'm gonna be interested in.
Yeah.
Glory.
Yeah, that's a whole conversation. That whole,
If you don't get the big offer, starting off, then you got to go to Dallas Southern Methodist or SMU or somewhere like that. Get you some stats, then you can transfer up to the big leagues.
Yeah, it's funny because you know how some people, like, if their team lost, they would play the game and beat the team they lost to really bad.
Oh yeah, you see that all the time. 164 to nothing.
Yeah. I used to do it in Road to Glory with the high school. I used to create my rival high school and play against them and blow them out.
Yeah.
But Porter, thank you so much for coming on.
No problem.
Truly appreciate the conversation. We'll have to have you back during the season. Before you go, please tell the people where they can find you.
Yeah, the Hawg Talk Podcast. We're on Facebook. We stream live on Mondays and Thursdays. You can catch us on our Facebook page, IG, YouTube, TikTok. We're all over the place. So the Hawg Talk, HAWG for university reasons. But yeah, you'll catch us all the time, and we'll definitely have y'all on our show to preview the LSU game coming up.
All right. Sounds good. We definitely look forward to it. Thank you so much for coming on again. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Mr. Porter Hayes of Hawg Talk.
Yes, sir. Good stuff. Just glad he didn't call the Hogs. That's one, like, bro. I went to a game in Arkansas once. It wasn't even like an LSU game or nothing like that. But when you got like 30,000 people doing it all at once, bro, it'll make your head spin, bro. Like,
that's one of the most annoying calls that I actually like.
It's the ones like you gotta respect it, you know what I mean? Because it's cool or whatever. But like when you got that many people doing it, dog, and they do it over and over and over again, man.
Yeah. We can have a conversation about calls that we just can't stand. That's another show. He asked, did my GameStop mention the Heisman version? That's who told me about it. I haven't gone back to find out more information about it. As soon as I do, though, I'll let you know. I'll probably do that on a Tuesday. So find out more information about that. Man,
pretty bad too.
Yeah. You know what's bad? My Athens High School plays Rocky Top at the end, like most games. But a lot of schools, I'm like 6 minutes from Tennessee, so
I was about to say y'all lives right there about
it's funny because a lot of schools up here will play Rocky Top, and then when you get to Birmingham, they all play ball and parlay.
Yeah.
So
everybody down here play Nick. So
man, gotta talk some WNBA real quick. I don't know if you watched today.
Of course.
Angel Reese went off. Shout out to the Barbie. The double Barbie. Extended the record. Now 8 straight double-doubles. Most by a rookie. I think that thing gonna keep going. I think that's gonna be I think it's gonna hit double digits. But she had a game of all games. 10 points in the fourth quarter alone to help seal the victory. The veterans, though, they almost sold out. Mabry can't hit a free throw against the Fever to save her life. Carter was up. I was like, man, because it's funny because Carter missed a free throw. Just come on, man. And then I don't know what was going. Well, people were talking about why they didn't give Caitlin Clark the ball. The first time when they went down, I don't know why they didn't give Caitlin Clark the ball. The second time, they was all over Caitlin Clark, so it wasn't her give Caitlin Clark the ball. So I thought it was interesting.
Yeah, I mean, both of them played well. I think that's what the WNBA. I'm honestly glad they don't play again until like August, because I'm tired of seeing these teams play each other. They but they so evenly matched. It's kind of a great matchup. We kind of got that Magic Magic Bird type rivalry building between Kaylin and Angel, but I'm kind of. So this is not the first time I've seen the Angeles Dennis Rodman comparison. And I get it because of the rebounds, but she has so much more of an offensive game than Dennis Rodman. Like, I don't know who the comparison would be, but I just
Paul Millsap maybe because he actually scored, but he was a rebounding threat as well.
great rebounder in college. He was 3-time NCAA rebounding leader in college, but that might not be a bad comparison. But
I think she's so much more to her team than those guys were, in my opinion.
I don't know. Dennis was a lot to both the Bad Boys and the Bulls.
Yeah, that's true.
It was a lot. But and I get it because of the rebounding and the defense, but I just feel like her offensive game is a little more than that. It's almost like she almost like a Dwight Howard or something. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Somebody who was good on the boys, good rebounder, good defender. You know what I mean? But so I don't know. I don't really know who the perfect comp would be, but I get his point as far as being a great rebounder and the value that she brings to the team. I just feel like it's like Dennis Rodman with an offensive game. You know what I mean? Like, even though she don't have a mid range or nothing like that, she has enough of a post game to
She working on it. She'll get there.
I think she just got to be comfortable enough to take the shots.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. She doesn't. I ain't gonna say she doesn't need it. If she gets it,
no, she needs it.
If she'll be that more dangerous. But like right now, the way they kind of working the offense, I like it. You know,
she need it.
Yeah. So,
you can't be that one dimensional. Like,
yeah, I mean,
it's working right now, and in the regular season it'll work. You know what I mean? But like, you can't be that one dimensional.
Yeah. Next, man. This one was a story that I loved to see and watch it play out. Sha'Cari Richardson is going to Paris.
Oh, we knew that.
Yeah. But just to not like officially with her, you know what I'm saying?
A lot of people wrote her off, you know what I mean? And she
came back.
She came back in a major way, man. Like, with her shoes untied, running the 10-8, stumbling out the blocks, then to run the fastest time in the world so far this year in the finals to qualify. I mean,
and it would have been faster, but you know, she always, when she get to the end, she always check up. So, and what a story though. To see her like emotional with her, like with her grandmother and her aunt and stuff. That's what I love to see. I was watching earlier. I think Noah Lyles. I think he made it as well. He pulled out the Pokemon card. That was.
I'm rooting for dude or whatever. But he kind of annoying to me, bro. I don't know what it is about dude. Like, he just try too hard or something, man. I don't know what it is. But
yeah, I get it. We haven't. It's so.
It started with the whole world champion thing to me. You know?
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking. Okay, yeah, with the world champion.
Started with that, but it seemed like ever since that, it seemed like he got a little bit of fame and people know who he is now because of that. You know what I mean? So it seemed to me like he kind of.
It's funny. I actually forgot. I forgot about that a little bit. Somebody posted not long ago, but I kind of forgot about that. It's funny. But I was thinking about it. We don't have that. I mean, I guess Noah Lyle you can say, but we don't have that male track athlete, that iconic athlete that's going to Paris that we think about, like Carl Lewis,
we ain't had that in forever.
Michael Johnson, what's the dude? Gay, Tyson Gay.
I mean, Noah Lyles on his level.
Yeah,
as far as popularity, you know what I mean? Like that thing right on the same level. I'm more impressed with the little high school kid Quincy Wilson.
Yeah. The ran the 44 and 400.
And then it's another high school kid who Christian Miller who made the finals in the 100 meter.
So, I'm looking forward to
I wonder why the dude from Texas ain't make it in the he might did make it to the trials, but the dude from Texas who ran the 100 meters faster than Jelani Watkins and Caden Durham. I would wonder why he ain't make it. But
this probably more of a subject from tomorrow night. I wonder if that was sanctioned though. Like USATF
it might not be. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it is, but
yeah.
Look at Texas take care of their business, but
yeah. Key asked about did we officially know because when we had a show he hadn't been announced about JJ being a what's the name? I can't think his name.
Unserious franchise is all I'm gonna say.
Say that again.
Unserious franchise. I ain't saying dude gonna be a bad coach, but you the Lakers, bro.
Yeah. All right. Florida Panthers have let the Edmonton Oilers come back from a 3-0. It's going to Game 7. First off, will the Panthers collapse? I know you probably ain't been keeping up with hockey, but will the Panthers collapse?
Because I want my boy Connor Dave to win. He gonna be the GOAT if he come back from 3-0.
So you think they Edmonton finish it off first time in 30 years?
Well,
all right.
Now, let me ask. You ain't seen the Edmonton fans?
I've kind of seen some about them, but I ain't really paying attention.
I'm gonna send you the video. That's the reason why I'm rooting for Edmonton.
Oh. Would this be the biggest collapse in sports history?
Easily.
Right. Let's talk about can we talk about some of our favorite or some of the other biggest collapse in sports history? Because I
is the worst so far.
28-3. It was a couple of them I had to look in here and I started researching. I was like, oh, I forgot about that. 28-3 is bad.
That's the worst in sports history so far.
Yeah. 28. Yeah. It was one similar. And it's probably because it's probably a little bit before your time. But I know you've heard about it. The 1992 AFC wildcard game with the Houston Oilers. It was a 28-3 going in halftime.
It's not.
Yeah, I get it, but yeah. So yeah, the onside kick and all that. Yeah. What's another one?
3 in the Super Bowl. It's crazy.
2004 ALCS with New York Yankees won a 3-0 lead.
Yeah.
To the Boston. Of course, Golden State blowing 3-1 to the Lakers.
That to me.
Is the asterisk on that one?
Yeah, Andrew Bogut got hurt.
Okay. Injuries are a part of the game. Unfortunately.
I understand that, but I'm just saying, like,
you saying you putting an asterisk on it as being one of the biggest?
Yeah.
Okay.
If they would have been completely healthy and they come back 3-1, to me, that changes the impact of how big of a comeback it was. You know what I mean? They came back 3-1 for sure, but they didn't do it versus a healthy Warriors team.
If we play an if game, if the Cavs are healthy, I don't know if Golden State goes on a run, the playoff or the championship run they have. If Cleveland is healthy, the first year. If you have either Love or Kyrie.
The Kyrie one I give you because he got hurt during the series. Kevin Love didn't play a game. You
I
see
know,
what I'm saying?
but I'm saying,
So
if
but
you
my
have
point is,
one, either one of them,
but I get what you're saying, but Kevin Love never played a single minute in the series. So it ain't like he really had an impact on the series. Bogut was impacting the series, then got hurt. And so you saw the difference of him not being there in the series. We just assumed what Kevin Love was gonna do. We know what Bogut did. You see what I'm saying? Like that's the difference to me.
All right. 2011 World Series with Texas Rain. I remember this. I was deployed for this one. They was up 3-2. Lost to the Cardinals. They was up 3-2. Matter of fact, they was up in the ninth inning. They was up of game 6. They was up 7-5.
Yeah.
Gave up a home run, and that was the end of pretty much the end of the series for that one. Trying to find some at a modern time that we know. Boston Red Sox 2011 AL playoff race said they were they had a 9-game lead and went 7-20 in September.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah. The Mets 2007 NL East race. Where were they? They had 7 games lead after September 12th with the 3-game home series against the second place Phillies, and they got swept, and that was pretty much it from there with them.
Yeah, still ain't 28-3 though.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I get it. So a lot of these like the 60s and stuff.
Yeah, that shit don't count to me.
Yeah, no, 60s to 50s. They got the Masters. I don't really care. The biggest lead blown was Shooter McGavin. Let Happy Gilmore come back and beat him. He was up big. I'm trying to see what else. I think that's it. But yeah, this is that reminded me when I was looking at this major collapse. So 3-0. Oh, when was this? Oh, that was
6. Yeah, that was
yeah.
up 2-0. That was up 2-0, and then they was playing that parade. But that's got an asterisk beside it too, though. Tim Donaghy.
Yeah.
Tim Donaghy. I mean,
I think Tim Donaghy cost the Suns.
That man, the Suns was just Mike D'Antoni head coach. That's the only problem.
No.
Dwayne Wade averaged like 26 free throw attempts a game during that series, bro. It was ridiculous. Yeah. Like, let me hold on. I don't even want to lie to you. Let me see. Dwayne Wade 2006. I want to be precise with my free throw attempts. 16.2. That's ridiculous, dog. There was one game he shot 25 free throws.
I said the Suns because it was the Spurs series. It was I think it was conference championship. He reffed it.
He ain't cheating every game he ref now. I'm just talking about the ones he admitted to cheating.
I think that was one of the ones he admitted to.
I know he admitted to the King screwing the Kings whenever they played the Lakers.
Yeah. Speaking of cheating, Ryn Garcia got a 1-year suspension for testing positive in his fight against Devin Haney.
Yeah, we knew that was coming.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't even think he needed it to beat Devin Haney, to be honest. I don't think he needed it.
I don't know, but he sure did look like he was on something though.
Yeah, looking back at it, hindsight 2020, yeah. But I really don't think he needed it. Jake Paul fight with we know the fight with Mike Tyson got pushed because of health reasons. That one's in November, but Jake Paul decided to keep his fight in July. So he's going to fight bare knuckle against the bare knuckle fighting championship fighter Mike Perry. I know you don't know who I don't know who he is either. I thought it was a UFC guy, but it might be a UFC guy, but
yeah, it don't really move the needle for me.
Just somebody knock him out. That's all I care about. Yep. That and had to forfeit 1.1 mil.
Yep. So Haney's still undefeated.
Shouldn't be. He got cheated by Lomachenko. I mean, he cheated Lomachenko, but he didn't. The referees definitely did, though.
Hey, you was right though. The Suns did get cheated, but Donahue wasn't the one who cheated him. It was another dude on the crew.
Oh,
I just looked it up.
Okay. Yeah. Edwin say this is why boxing has lost its luster.
No, it ain't that to me. It's the fact that they don't fight each other, bro.
Yeah, all the big fights is if it's not a gimmick fight, it don't make money, or if it's not really talked about, or if it's two big bosses, they fight outside their prime.
Yeah, yep.
So,
that's the problem. And then, like, even when you have like what you anticipate to be a big fight, like when Benavidez moved up, everybody was expecting him versus Canelo was gonna be the next fight. And then now he talking about I'm gonna go back down the weight class. You know what I mean? Like, so even the ones you look forward to never happen. So
all right, what you got for us today? Sports wise, what's the latest you heard? Oh, my bad. We on mute. They ain't even here. My bad. That's my bad. NCAA. I'm gonna start this again. NCAA coming out. You gotta look at the camera. You gotta be attentive. Listen, come on. NCAA coming out. Dynasty mode. Road to Glory, which is the creator player. Of course, online games and stuff. What team you playing with?
2.
You gonna play with 2 teams?
LSU and Houston.
Okay, LSU and Houston. Are you gonna replace Jay Sean with yourself? Okay. All right. What else you got? Baseball.
They should add an NCAA.
They used to have an NCAA
baseball game.
Yeah. Called College World Series.
They should have it like backyard baseball.
They used to have college basketball too. March Madness.
They should bring all those back.
They might bring them back now with the EA Sports and stuff. Have you watched any Major League Baseball or? No, okay, because you got all the updates coming to my phone now since you hacked my ESPN out. Huh? Because you put all them extra favorite teams on there, so now I be seeing all the other scores. So, football season coming up for you too soon. Think you're ready to get fitted. What jersey number you going with this year?
5.
Going with number 5? Okay. Why you going with number 5?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What else? What position you gonna play this year?
D-line.
You're not playing D-line.
Maybe.
You're not playing D-line. I keep telling you, you're not a D-lineman.
But then safety.
Okay.
Read
Why are you
that.
talking like a baby? You can't.
Safety,
I'm gonna kick
read
you out
that.
of here.
You can't.
All right. Edwin said, "Are you a Ranger fan?"
No.
No. Who is your baseball team?
New York Yankees and Mariners.
Oh, okay. You add the Yankees because that was your team this year. Gotcha. So apparently, you only like teams that your team was named after. Okay. All right. He said, "Let you play D line." No.
Yes.
No, you're not
Yes.
playing D. You might be on the end. We might bring you off the edge, but you are not
Not
playing D
playing
line.
me.
We play big boys. Remember how like last year everybody was You get hit.
But they're new people.
Um,
They could be softer.
they can be softer. Nah,
No, you don't know because they're new people.
I'm gonna be honest with you. We playing like city league now. We not playing teams we played last time.
What do you mean, city?
What do I mean? I'll explain to you later. We not playing county teams. I put it like that.
What's that? What's county teams?
The teams that are, you know how like, well, never mind. I'll explain to you later. We'll talk later. All right. What else you want to tell the people before you go?
Because I know where you was going with it. Nah.
Yeah. We're not playing. Yeah. He said, let him grow into the frame. Dude, listen, this dude is gonna be tall and skinny. He's talking about growing to the frame. That is not the frame he growing into. Yep. All right. What else you got before you get up out of here?
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers. All right.
Bye.
You got to tell them bye in French.
No, I don't have to.
Yes, you do.
I don't have to.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bon nuit. All right. What else we got? Oh,
What's that?
I don't know. Something you did. Oh, this failed. I'll put it back up later. All right. What else we got before we get up out of here, Ant?
Is it?
All right. Oh, actually, probably not. Paul said, in short, he'll be playing against boys he'll see later in high school ball. Not really. Nah. I had to explain that one off that's the spaces. What's up, Miss Body? Said let him cook on D. Oh, he plays safety. Trust me, I want him to play defense. I'm not gonna put him on the D line. He's not playing D line. So Key asks, are you ready for Thursday, Ant?
What's Thursday?
No. I'm assuming something with the Dodgers. Oh, Miss Body, we got the list. I got the list of SWAC attendees. We can't talk about it though. We'll talk about it tomorrow night. So we'll see. He says Aces versus Sky.
Oh, yeah, I don't want that smoke.
Yeah, that's what I sent you the message. I was out. Me and the wife went out. The SWAC Media Day attendees, Miss Body. We went out Friday night, and the little bar we was at had the game on. The Aces was giving that business to the Sun.
I told you it was gonna be straight when Chester came back, man.
Yeah. So it was nice.
We got the point guard, greatest point guard of all time back, man. Ruffling some fellas with that one, but oh well.
Yeah. Edwin said Brian tipped the hand on the list. Yeah, it clearly the email say do not release, but hey, I'm a law-abiding citizen. I ain't trying to get barred like some people. The game today. Danny said the game today was good, but those teams are pretty evenly matched. Sky can't give Ace a real game like that.
They're not evenly matched.
Not at all. Not right now. It'll take a lot to get there. So, hey, one question was asked. which team would make a championship run first? The Fever or the Sky?
The way they're currently built, the Sky. But neither one of them is anywhere near championship.
Yeah.
Not even close.
Yeah. Yep. Yes, we are. And we going to media day? I'll be there. I know you got you was having a.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll make something happen. I don't know about that. Danny said neither of them have the coaching or players to win a championship right now, in my opinion.
They don't.
I don't know about that. I think I don't know if I guess I understand what she's saying. I don't know if I would count it out right now.
Teresa Witherspoon, first year head coach, hard to win your first year, man.
Yeah, no. I don't think she can win right now, but I think she does have what it takes to get there.
You said they don't have the coaching right now. So like right now they don't have the coaching, but if you give her a few years, they might have the coaching.
Oh yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Edwin said you're gonna have to call in sick so we can go to media day. Yeah, that ain't I know. Yeah.
I can't do it now. You know what I mean?
Edwin has split the beans. We saw the show.
The Sparks don't have to tank. They're gonna tank regardless because they lost Brink.
Well, bad injury too. I hate that. I hate that for her. She was doing well. Oh, I'm definitely not, but
nope. Definitely not.
Definitely not. Yeah.
That's coaching. The Dream ain't got no coaching.
Trying to figure out what I got to plan what I'm gonna eat tonight.
The United States U18 women's basketball team beat Mexico 115-20.
The U18 team? 119-20.
115-20.
115-20. That's just payback for how the Mexico beat us so bad in flag football. I told you about that at the World Games when they had it in Birmingham. Mexico whooping our ass. Bruh, I ain't even know they played flag football in Mexico. Obviously they do, because they can catch, they can throw, and we was looking slop. Very bad. Looking terrible. That had to be payback. I think what's next coming up, big coming up. I don't even know if we got anything big coming up. Game tomorrow, game 3 tomorrow, game 7 tomorrow for the hockey. Game 3 of the College World Series. Soccer won their opening game of the Copa.
Yeah, they played Bolivia, bro. Like, come on.
Yeah, I know. They missed a lot of shots. It could have been that game was
getting been worse. It should have been worse.
Yeah, they were missing a lot of shots. So she said, Danny said we might have to space after this. She need an explanation of the All-Star thing. Key said the Dodgers getting hot. I mean,
real Dodgers fans don't care about this. What are you gonna do in the postseason?
Y'all still got Dave Rogers. I mean Dave Roberts.
Doc Rivers. Yeah.
No. Key asked, am I finally watching MLB yet? Nah, that's funny.
I can't watch a whole game.
I heard that I heard the St. Louis Cardinals doing all right. they won some games or something. I don't care. As long as I'm be honest with you, as long as the Cubs losing, I'm good. I'm good.
Baseball is boring to watch. MLB baseball is boring to watch.
Gotta be there in person.
Yep.
Got to be there in person.
You know what I can watch? I can watch a full game of the World Baseball Classic.
Yeah.
Because they actually let them kids play with excitement and passion.
Mm-hmm. I like that. So Edwin, I'm a St. Louis Cardinals fan, and that's just a natural rivalry. I just hate them. It's like Kendrick Lamar. I hate the way you look. I hate the way you talk. I hate the way that you dress. I hate the way you wear your little flag when you win. All that kind of stuff.
It's all right, man. Imagine being a Dodgers fan and having arguably two of the greatest players ever play for your rival.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
See, that's this young shit right here. The Padres, that's this young shit right here. Padres ain't no rival to me, bro. The Giants are the rival to me. I remember back when Barry Bonds and Eric Gagne was going head to head, and he smacked a 2-run home run in the bottom of the ninth versus Eric Gagne. That's real rivalry. This Padres shit, that's this Tatis Jr. shit. That ain't no rivalry.
Mm-hmm. Miss Biden said Astros or Rangers.
F the Astros.
I ride with the Astros. I ride
F them cheating mother. Yeah. I'm cool with the Rangers though.
I have no beef with the Rangers, but I like no. I don't mind the Astros.
It's crazy to me. You a Cardinals fan. Y'all used to be in the same division as the Astros.
Yeah.
Hey, you don't mind the Astros? Nah, man. I can't.
I don't mind the Astros.
F them cheating bastards.
I went to Minute Maid Park. It was nice. It's real nice.
F them cheat. I don't care.
I know you ain't got to. I say I'm talking my experience. Listen, don't diminish me because y'all had, saying they was trying to tell y'all was hey, come pick up the trash. They was banging on trash. Come pick up the trash. Y'all ain't want to come. Y'all ain't want to come get the trash, so they hit the home runs and stuff.
Cheating as
Ed was so petty. He said the Padres are the PV of the National League.
Pretty much. I don't even mind the Braves that much. Because whenever I was coming up, that was damn near the only thing I could watch on TV was time I could watch baseball was when they was on TBS.
Yeah, that's when Ted Turner was on them. He's put them on.
Mm-hmm.
Edwin said Astros stole from African custom with the drumming.
Cheating asses.
Arkansas is a rival though. Danny said Arkansas plays us like it's their natty, but that doesn't make them a rival.
Okay, well just switch Arkansas for Auburn then. Auburn plays us like it's their natty. That doesn't make it a rival.
Yeah. Yeah, I can say yeah.
Or Texas A&M, whatever.
Texas A&M was a good one. I can't stand them for no reason. Well, I ain't gonna say for no reason. They just, I'm gonna tell you, my cousin had a wedding, and during his wedding, I was trying to get parking, go get my car, valet was moving, all kind of stuff. It was just a headache. And this dude walked up to me when all this craziness going on and said, because he seen my car had the LSU tag on it, and he said, A&M gonna get y'all this year. And I already was in a bad mood. And that was the year that Geis set the rushing record on them and LSU beat them 55 to like 36 or something. Like, man, you just don't know. I was trying to find dude. I was Google searching, Facebook, and I was like, hey, tell old boy they got whooped. And they said, he what's called it? He had hurt his leg or something. He had surgery, tore his ACL or something. I don't know. Like that's what I ain't happy he tore his ACL, but karma. I can't stand them. For no, it ain't that bad. I don't like them. Florida though, it's gonna be interesting when we talk to them. Matter of fact, let me look up who's coming up this Wednesday. I think we got actually we got Texas A&M on Wednesday. That's funny. Got Texas A&M Wednesday. Next Sunday, we get to talk to our to the homie, man. Kenneth Kelly come back. Talk Alabama with us. So yeah. It was said he called me petty. I'm just saying. Two things can be true. All right, man. Let's get up out of here. I'm just talking. I ain't talking about that for real. And I'm hungry. Give me my theme music. All right, we'll be back on Wednesday. We'll be talking Texas A&M. Tell them how much we don't care. Hopefully they'll lose this World Series. We can rub it in their face. Pause. All they got is that meat. Well, the women just won the championship, but all they got is that meat gazing.
Hey, they got women's basketball national championship. You're not gonna do them like that.
Women's basketball, women's golf, ain't it?
No, they got a women's basketball national championship.
When was that?
Like 2013, 12, 11. They beat Notre Dame.
Oh. Yeah, can I finish my show? I'm gonna finish up. Huh?
Have you finished?
No, it's still going. Oh, women's basketball. You said women's basketball. Okay. All right. Well, the men ain't won nothing but meat gazing, so
Pause.
nah, that's what they do. So
Okay, still pause.
you seen their Yale leaders, they should be paused anyway. The Colts. Like that. We out.
This show was presented by betonline.ag. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe on Twitter at Golden Boot. On Instagram at Golden Boot. On YouTube at The Golden Boot Pod. On Facebook at The Golden Boot Pod.